So Byrne.
Last we left
off, Byrne was negotiating with you. He said something along the lines of, talk to Handsome Joe, find out who your previous deity was, and they may get you on the line of what you need to do.
Or talk to his master and see what she
Talk to his master.
Who is at the top of the tower.
Oh, yeah. Hey, you mean my master?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, because you don't know who Handsome Joe's master is.
I imagine it's the same.
So, do you do anything else?
I would see if his master is in, going back to the librarian that's going.
So, as you go to the librarian, and you inquire about Zal?
Yeah.
He says, unfortunately, Master Zal is predisposed. She has many responsibilities as the Head Wizard of the Tower, but if you would like, we'd attempt to set an appointment.
Just tell her it's a matter about Byrne and her recreation have acquired Byrne.
Byrne. I assume that's a person?
Yeah, she would know who it is.
Yes, very well. I will do so.
I will swing by at some point, unless you have a way to send me a message.
He says, nope.
I will swing back after. I'll swing back.
Don't!
I'll come look for you.
I'll swing back in the morning for an update on that.
I see what you did there. Yes, please.
Thank you for your time.
That wasn't awkward at all, thank you.
Do you know him? Front desk guy?
No. Not personally, no.
Okay. I didn't know how much of the library you've seen.
What would the rest of you like to do?
I gather all our wares that are being unused and sell them for my.
You may. Yeah. Without asking anyone.
I'm asking it.
What happened to my chain whip? I've had that for forever.
Does anyone see my shoes?
I do sell a left boot.
I did have some
still have
daggers and armor that I would still.
Okay.
And I would also like to check and see if I guess come to look for me, just to ensure that that's never.
Who do you ask?
I don't ask anyone. I just kind of
Scope it out.
scope it out to see if I find if anyone has any slots.
It doesn't seem so. The city is super busy. It's a bustling port town. There are people coming and going constantly. And so when you look for any specific kind of person, you do find them. But it's not the exact kind of people you're looking for. You look for wizards, you find wizards. You look for thieves, you find thieves. And so you think you see the people that you're looking for, you get that kind of like feeling, and then you come to realize that no, it's not here.
And I did stay with that.
And Damon?
Damon is going to request a copy of the script from from Melchior. He's going to be secluded in a back room, just poring over this thing, going, I haven't done this since I was 14. What am I doing? I can't do this. I can't get in front of those people.
Start to have an anxiety attack in your room. Start to have performance anxiety.
Performance anxiety, exactly.
So, as you do so, and Perry, you go out, you sell your wares and everything.
Yeah. I speak with a weaponsmith about attuning my dagger.
And giving them certain magical enchantments.
Yes.
And they agree to that thing. Amos, if you could do me a favor and resend me the names of those certain people.
Yes.
Excellent. So, on the second day, You have all been out to the city. You have done the things that you sought out to do. As you begin to wrap up for the day, kind of settling in, and you are all very kind of exhausted, playing through it over and over and over. And not to mention, you're not only rehearsing, practicing, you're also getting the props ready. So everything from the scenery to the props that are going to be involved in this, and even the enemies that you will be fighting during the play, you have to like make them in some way. And so every waking moment of your daylight hours are spent on this barge, kind of makeshift preparing everything, making $1 million production with a budget of $15. So
that's Melchior. He looks expensive, but he's cheap as.
so you are pulling off what Killer Clowns from Outer Space pulled off.
Nice.
I get the reference. What's that?
And
What's ours?
her name as well. You have 2 family members I need upload.
Oh, Tamers.
Yes, if you will send that to me,
Oh,
please.
sorry.
Asked you for one thing! As all of this is going on, you all begin to kind of wrap up for the evening and head to the rooms that he has set for you on this barge, which is little more than a place for you to lay out your bedrolls and rest for the night. There is a roof overhead and a cool breeze coming in from the ocean, so it is relatively comfortable, but it's not as comfortable as the inn, which, if you would prefer to shell out some gold and make your way back to the mainland, you can go to the inn and do that. I mean, you like
For the
reach,
first time ever, I'm like, oh.
is this what it's like to be normal?
With my 5 gold that I still have.
I just lean over your shoulder. No, that's like more than the commoner would see in a lifetime.
Oh.
No! As this is going on, Melchior approaches you, Perry, and it's kind of as everybody is like heading off to do their own thing. Melchior says, "Excuse me, Perry.
Yes.
May I speak to you for a moment? There's something I want to show you." He kind of walks along the barge. He's like just doing kind of a walk around the edge of the barge with you. As he's doing so, he says, "You know, my father knew your father." Says, "And in so, I have met your father twice. I have." Says, "I'm just curious, what is it like, your father, when you knew him?"
You could predict every minute of every day into a schedule around him. Everything was strict, rules after rules after rules. No time for fun. No time.
He grins. But you were able to find some anyway, I'm sure.
I mean,
He kind of laughs, right? He says, "So did I." He says, "Unfortunately, though my father disapproved of it, he wasn't even around enough to care that I did such things. I know what it's like to have a father that's emotionally distant. And I am curious, because I've spent my entire life here in Drimport, by the ocean, seeing people come and go," he says, finding fun when I can. But I've never been on an adventure. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with the theater. He says, because I've never seen the grandeur of the world beyond this, he says. And I'm jealous that you're getting to experience that firsthand.
it's definitely night and day than what I'm used to. Being stuck in that castle everywhere I go. Every minute in Drimport, there's something to see. I have to see it through a different way. Your life, Melchior. More of an adventure than you.
He smiled. Perry, I show you something. Reaching into his pouch, he pulls out a scroll, right? Opening the scroll, and you know, like, he's about to cast a spell off a scroll, and that's going to be a lot of money,
Yeah.
but he doesn't seem to care, which is contrary to what he has said in the past. He takes the scroll, reading from it, he chants and tones, the scroll disappears. You see a portal open up as he uses Dimension Door. He says,
Sense motive real quick.
you may.
You trust him fully. This guy is
It's
legit.
still a 17.
With a 17, it seems whatever he wants to show you is something like genuinely important to him.
Wasn't ready for that.
Then I will go through the.
He steps through with you. As you go through the portal, you step out, and it is sudden and abrupt. The wind that meets you, that greets you. It's not enough to take you off of your feet, but it is stronger than you were anticipating. And it's in that moment when you look out and you realize why the wind is so strong. Because you are several stories in the air. Looking down, you see the light beneath you spread out and illuminate all of the Bay of Drimport. That prismatic array of color that is unique only to the lighthouse on the Island of Power. As Melchior steps through the portal with you and you find yourself on the very tip top of the lighthouse, the statue reaching up with her hands grasping the base of it, as even above that, you are another 75 feet above her hands.
Okay.
And she stands over 100 feet tall.
We're not thinking.
The thing you think?
The map. The map is not.
We'll work on that.
Yes.
There's a map. There's a map. There's a map. There's a map. There's.
With a smile, he walks over to the edge. He sits down, his feet kind of hanging off of the edge. As you look out and you see all of Drimport laid out before you, the three islands illuminated in their brilliance, and that crescent shape of the city as it wraps around. You can't really see the ocean beneath it with the exception of the reflection of the moon in the sky dancing on the water. But you do see some of the ships in the harbor illuminating everything, and the lights of the city displayed out before you, like almost like fireflies, but much more brilliant. As he sits down with a smile and looks out over everything.
Especially with some of my abilities, I don't really fear the heights
Mm-hmm.
at all. So I just kind of join them. Sit down. And you say you don't have an adventure?
He smiles, looking down at you. This is where I used to go when I was young. My father would bring me to the Island of Power, where I was supposed to learn about politics or about the ins and outs of other kingdoms or some such boring nonsense. I'm sure you can relate.
I can't.
And I'd sit here to just take time to myself and look all over everything. You see, Perry, I am going to make something of myself. All of Drimport will be illuminated in lights. More brilliant than this, as far as you can see. It will be all because of me. He says, that is the closest thing I have to my own adventure. He smiles. He kind of like leans back, and he lets you sit and enjoy. He makes idle chat with you. He tells you humorous stories, and there's even a couple of times where he's like, yes, and then and he looks and he realizes how old you are, and he's like, talked for several hours after that. You know, just like there's a few moments of that Melchior shares with you.
It's like,
Heavily edited.
And it's in this moment when Melchior shares these moments with you that you realize that he probably hasn't told anyone about these kind of things. And you feel that it's probably because there's nobody that has ever been able to understand what he's gone through. An emotionally absent father, and to have dreams beyond what's going on. And the fact that, like, his siblings have all, like, with your knowledge, nobility, you know, his siblings own land and have made something of themselves, and he's been this black sheep, you know, playing by his own rules because he doesn't want handouts. So
I respect that.
He pulls out another scroll. He says, "I've also noticed that you're practicing something of the arcane yourself."
I'm starting to die.
He hands it to you. Do you think you can get us back to the barge?
This dimension door?
Yes, it's just another dimension door.
I think you should.
Yeah.
You think you can get us back?
Ah, you killed him. That's what I was wanting you to do.
It was actually 4, but I can't.
You guess the front door?
Oh, wait, no. Oh, it's not my caster level 4,
It's the spell level 4, so you would need to cast a level 7. You can try.
What's the try?
I think it's
Use magic device?
I think it's a spellcraft because it's a thing it's a spell that would be in your class.
Right.
15 plus the spell level, I think. It's either that or use magic device. It's one of those.
Also, he's probably used somewhere close to 3,000 gold pieces just to show you this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't pay money for a theater troupe.
Priorities.
But really though.
Specs.
Also GM. I have
It's DC 20 plus the level.
Okay.
24.
24?
Pretty sure you can do that.
Eli, for your benefit, in part of my downtime, I would have also made him a potion of bull strength. Plus 4 bull strength. I rolled the DC for it. Amazing.
Right on.
Yay.
Yes, of course.
I have nothing but faith in you.
That's not a good roll.
So, it's still possible. That's still very possible.
Plus 13 to it.
Yeah. So you chant in tone, right? As you do so, you begin to focus. You've never cast the spell before, so this is all just kind of off the dome. As you do so, you see the portal begin to form. It fizzles and disappears. He looks at you with a smile.
You're smiling. Just wasted your scroll.
He stands up. He says, "Did you learn something?
I learned how not to cast this spell.
Then it wasn't a waste." He chants in tones. He casts the spell without a scroll.
I'm pretty sure he made those.
Shall we? He steps through the portal. So,
He steps through, the portal disappears, you just walk off the weapon.
That's fine.
well, if you had a running start, you may clear this. If not, you would just fall straight to the railing below.
Oh.
That's fine.
Just fall straight down. Just where to go.
You're passing the windows of like high-ranking
Feather fall.
offices.
The theater!
I should go to someone else while I fix this.
BBG sitting in one of those chairs. You just
In the same one that it was in?
I try to.
So this is where we gotta come
I
back to.
have no guarantees.
I understand.
It's the one in the bottom row. These are. That's the one going to Eli's laptop. I don't know, man.
I'm trying to forcefully think it into existence.
You're willing it into existence.
Mm-hmm.
I have,
Forcefully.
It's harder.
I have bad news, buddy.
I'm trying. Do you know what tomorrow is?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Hey. Do you want to show us the lighthouse again, since we didn't get to
Oh,
see
yeah.
it?
Did you just click 2 buttons and got it to work?
Yeah, we've got to see Eli's hard work.
That's
Yep.
how it's been tonight.
No, it's been a clickety-click button. Not
Oh!
click, clack, clickety, clack. And if somebody's smart
Okay.
enough,
There's
screenshot
lighthouse,
screenshot
and
that.
it's-
So we can see
that's
all
the
the
top
maps
of
he's
the
made.
That is the very top of the lighthouse.
Pretty looking. How long did it take
So
you to make
underneath
it?
that is how many hundred feet?
Too many.
About 200.
Oh, the statue herself is 2,500 feet.
Yeah. There's like 2
2 kilometers. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry, 250, not 2,500.
Oh, okay.
250.
Like, that's half a mile.
Yeah, my bad.
Jeez.
250 feet. The
Holy
statue
smokes.
itself is 250
Okay.
feet, and that is 75 more feet.
Yes.
Still higher than you want to fall.
I can follow it. In fact, I hear him say that. I'm like,
Featherfall.
no. I don't know.
Turns out Featherfall doesn't work past a certain distance. And if you hit water at that speed, you just
I
turns
thought
into
you'd
concrete.
No. That's unless you have a way to submerge. Just penetrate the water. Always land on your feet first. Break them first. You can live without feet.
The theater!
Proven fact. Lieutenant Dan.
Lieutenant Dan, you ain't got no legs.
You don't tell me when I got.
19 hours? I've slept for 19 hours without water, you idiot. You slept for 19 hours? I had a bad day. Anyway. That had nothing to do with what we were talking about. Anyway. So, the day of the play arrives.
Yay!
You all kind of start to get together, getting your costumes ready and everything. Melchior approaches you. He tells you that you may wear your armor and magical items and things like that, but he would feel better if instead of your weapons, you used props.
I was actually getting ready to say that. Yeah.
Yes. So any damage,
Can I?
Can he take his axe away?
so he can't not have his axe. He can't not have his axe. Yeah. So you have to keep your axe, but he prefers you don't use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretending to use a fake weapon would not.
So
break
I'm
the
gonna be
curse.
rolling intelligence checks on if I'm grabbing the real one or the fake one.
Oh please.
Oh,
Just
gosh.
kidding. Smart enough not to.
We know. We're hoping.
So starting with Harry, what does your costume look like?
So Eric is a nobleman at this point?
No.
Oh, common.
Yes.
So I do my best to have like scrounged up the rags and stuff from the streets to make this like urchin looking costume.
Okay.
I don't have any of my fancy stuff. I've
Okay.
powdered my cheeks with dirt.
Uh-huh.
I don't have my glasses on because they're too fancy.
Alright.
And I probably smell that.
With a +2, roll me a disguise self.
I'm not rolling well.
I also want to know how Violet's going to feel acting as a love interest.
+2, you said?
Mhm.
It's a 7.
7? Wow. You look homeless.
Well, that's what I was going for.
Nailed it. Damon. Your character again was Vorum, is that correct?
No.
No.
That's
I was
Yes.
using the knuckle bone. That's why.
I was wondering why you were using that
What
one.
did you roll?
A 5. Both times he's rolled with it, it's been a 5.
Alright, I got you.
So you are Calaman.
Yes.
So you are. You are you are a lord from Alamar. What do you look like?
So, but during that time where I was going with the script, I realized I would need a costume. And so that evening, I went to approach Melchior to talk about where I might procure some very fancy finery. The fancier and the more buffoonish, the better. And I did not find him there.
He goes to your his personal
So I went to
wardrobe.
his personal wardrobe, and so I am wearing one of his most flamboyant tunics.
Roll me a disguise self with a +2.
The fact that you have to get up out of your seat to look over your
Shut up.
laptop.
Screw you.
Rude. Don't be rude to anyone.
What was it?
We the ball joke here. Don't even.
Nat 20.
Oh, yes.
So you like when you step out right from the dressing room. I imagine like everybody's looking at you and they're like, no, it's fine. You did fine. You did fine. He steps out and for a moment you're like, whoa, you can't be back here. Like you need to be in the velvet seats up front. Damon?
Young man, I'm getting into character. So you are going to have to accept that I'm in character.
You gonna talk like that the entire time?
I sure hope so.
Yes.
Melchior says, I love it. Keep it up. Yes. Oh. He kind of like,
His own
yeah. He's like, that wardrobe never looked better, darling. And you,
Oh, this is gonna be great. I'm playing Vorum.
yes, you were playing
Captain of the guard.
Forum, the captain of the guard.
I get a little sheriff thing, and I put it on my my armor, and that is the only difference.
Roll me disguise self with -2.
7.
It's drawn with crayon.
Don't leave him hanging. So, you step out. They're like, where's your... Uh-huh.
This is gonna be fun.
I appreciate your effort.
And then, there is Neville and the Devil.
I need a moment
That was
to
appropriate.
just recoil from that. Lady Evelyn is nobility, right?
Yes.
So for Neville, I would find like a nicer suit, tie, something that's long to cover up most of the scarring, white gloves. I would still have the face and the horns, but outside of that, like, and red skin. But do my best to find like suit and tie. I would somehow try to get boots to where it looked like I actually had feet instead of cloven hooves. For the devil, I'm actually going to go completely shirtless, so all the scarring and marring actually shows out.
Is this the first time your companions have seen those
No,
stars?
they saw it in the end.
Okay.
This would be the first time Melchior has seen the scarring.
Okay.
Because I figured my disfigurement looks almost devilish anyways.
Roll me disguise self for Neville.
Neville is a +2? you said?
Yes, with a +2.
21.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't even add anything.
You had a -2.
Probably. I meant like anything else in my thing. I would blank anyway.
It's fine. Yeah,
It's whatever.
you put as much effort into calculating your number as you did your actual costume.
I thought it was appropriate.
So your Neville costume, like, is spot on. There are going to be people in the crowd arguing about which one of you is dressed better for the part. Like, they would look at your tiefling visage, and they would be like, yeah, like, even though he's like a tiefling, like, he really sold that Neville part. Like, Now for the devil. Go ahead and do this with a +5 because of your demonic heritage.
8. The dice favor me tonight, not Delaney. 22.
Same. So when you step out, everyone's gonna be like, it looks so real. Like, those horns and that, like, the makeup is, It's a shame they couldn't get it off before he...
Like,
That's
that's
what it
the running theory.
Melchior
Because they
is
couldn't
really
get the red
outdone
and the
himself.
horns out.
Oh my.
What's the hidden meaning behind Neville also playing? There's something there. There's something there.
Also for Neville, I would have, instead of the hair in a long ponytail, I would have had it in a high bun.
Okay. So, as you all step out and you're like getting to see yourselves for the first time, you hear people start to file in from the docks. You hear them walking across the boards. You hear them step onto the actual barge itself. You hear conversation begin to murmur. And so the house is probably going to have less than 100 people, or fewer than 100 people. But it's still going to be a relatively impressive turnout for what you were expecting. And it's not so much how many people are showing up. If you peek through the curtain, it's who has shown up. Everyone that walks through those that archway and onto the barge, and remember this barge is rickety. It's not great. The Nightingale, the most prestigious thing about it is its name. But everyone that walks in through those curtains is wearing no less than 100 gold pieces worth of nobleman clothes that range anywhere from 100 to 1,000 as they begin to walk in. Amos, or Damon, I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Do it.
No one.
Do it.
20.
With a 20, as you look out as these people start to come in, you realize a lot of them are probably like politicians, friends of High Lord Mayor Hawthorne, as they come through, and your stomach drops. As you look out in the crowd, you see Caltus, your father, step in. Your mother, arm in arm with him, as they step on, and they don't seem none the wiser as they begin to take their seats. Your father looks joyless and stern as he sits there, and your mother has a very pleasant smile, and with the pamphlet open, you can tell she's talking about the play and everything, right? You see her look down at the paper as she's talking to your father, and you see her go, and then stop talking to him immediately.
That's what I'm saying. You dressed up so much better than me.
Damon,
It's okay.
you want to talk about it? You want to just freak out about it?
It's okay. Okay. It's okay. We can do this.
Damon.
Are you nervous?
Bluff.
Maybe.
20.
The DC is 20 for sense motive.
No.
Okay,
I
yeah.
rolled a 3.
You believe him.
It's
He's
okay. We can do this. We've got this.
Are you
Is it
nervous?
a large
This
crowd?
is a very sophisticated crowd. We shall all have to make sure that we put on a most grandiose display. Melchior, how am I doing?
A grappling hook comes up from behind stage and hooks onto the railing. You see it pull taut, and you hear somebody crawling up the side of the barge.
I imagine we all just look over the edge. We all look over the edge at the same time.
I don't know what this is about, but
Meryl's voice.
you have to come in through the entrance.
No
Nobody
freebies.
watches for free.
No ticket.
So we look over. Who is it?
So, as you look over, Agdriel pulls himself up. Sorry, fam. Says couldn't afford the tickets, but we wouldn't want to miss the show for anything. As he reaches over and he pulls up Tamris as well.
I hurriedly reach over to help her out. What do you guys think you're doing?
Well, Meryl's coming for the show, and we want to see it as well. She said, and I was too young to remember your first performance, and I'm not missing this for the world, she says.
Would you want to be in it?
No, she says. Adriel says,
Actually,
I would love to be in it.
Talking to you.
Oh, you asked
Yeah.
Adriel?
So what she answered was like, I was talking to you.
Would I like to? Of course I would like to be in it. Melchior steps behind stage and looks, no, you can't.
Sorry, I can't help you.
It's in that moment where Adriel and Melchior look at each other, and you feel like the charisma between the two of them start to clash and twist like two magnets with polar opposites as they like look at each other, and they kind of start doing a flamboyant off.
I just take Adriel and I just sort of shove him towards the ground.
Tamris.
Oh, towards what?
Just sort of off stage towards.
He says, We'll stay out of the way. It'll be fine. You're not even gonna know we're here. As he starts to climb the ropes up to the.
Down here.
I get both. I kind of turn both of them away off to the side, and I get really, and I'm really intense. My father out there.
What? Oh, this is wonderful. I get to meet the whole fam.
Oh.
He looks at you and then he looks at her. Or not. What's happening?
Dear diary, I heard Damon nervous left today. It was a first.
You still keep that?
I'm not on good footing right now with my. And your girlfriend is missing?
Well, right. There's that, isn't it?
And if they see
And she's wanted. You forgot about that. She is wanted.
and if they see you with her,
Because I'm green, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wait, you're green?
As someone who is red, I got you.
We need to find a yellow person. We'll have a whole stoplight. These are the jokes.
Is it bad that my head immediately started thinking of races that are
What are you gonna
yellow?
say? You could also went with blue and just been able to make any color you
Oh, when I
wanted.
got his gift.
God. Oh man.
I like how Delaney just blatantly disapproves.
I'm here.
Oh jeez. Alright.
Yeah.
So
We'll stay out of
you
sight.
will watch from the wings. Melchior,
Yes, darling.
they're gonna watch from the wings. If you need a ticket paid for them, I will pay it. This is not negotiable.
Okay, he says, looking at you, and then he looks at them.
Also family.
Is that right? He says, looking at them, says, yes, it is.
This is my brother.
Brother from another mother.
So you guys just stand aside. Please.
Which one done that?
Kiss the top of her forehead and I kind of push them off.
They begin to scale the ropes, and they head up to the mast, and it is there that they will look down at the show.
Okay.
What are the rest of you do, if anything?
I'm testing out sport because it's a cantrip I personally haven't used. I'm just like constantly sparking. I'll produce water to sort of just like a little bit to douse it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried to like set up the braziers in such a way that the water falls over douses but collects in a cup beneath it. So that way I could relight it if I need to.
Question.
Yes.
So I'm physically not allowed to let go of the axe at all?
It has to stay on your body.
Okay, so like I'm over at the side being like 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. I'm sorry,
You call me
Call
expert.
the expert. Okay.
I feel insulted.
Any particular reason?
I meant Bertha, but
No, you didn't.
I am now more insulted.
It is Berta the Axe.
sorry.
Thanks, Shane. That's what I call my chain whip now. So that way I can whip Shane when I need to.
This is my Shane whip.
This guy can't be real.
Anyway,
Oh no.
Harry, as you look out, you see High Lord Mayor Hawthorne step in, and accompanying him is everyone that you saw at that meeting.
Entire High Council.
Oh, yeah. I know, right? As they kind of like file in, they all take seat in the velvet seats up front. This is where Hawthorne and his High Council sit. The rest of you, or the rest of the venue, the rest of the people, the rest of the audience, is back here in these seats, watching out amongst each other as they begin to kind of murmur and look through the pamphlets and everything. The lights dim. Melchior steps onto the scene, and he begins his opening introduction. He goes through the regular rigmarole of thank you all very much for coming out tonight. I'm pleased to show you a play that we have worked countless hours, endless hours in rehearsal for. And he says, The Necromancer, a story of love, death, and betrayal. And he says, so please enjoy yourselves. As he gesticulates and the lights dim, there is just a single spotlight in the middle of the stage, and you know that's where you and Violet are to take your places, right? And so now it is the narrator in his opening statement.
So I would stand behind where the spotlight is and wait just long enough for people to start going like, oh, what's going to happen? Casting spark on the 2 torches beside me. Suddenly I am lit and flame behind where the spotlight is.
Mm-hmm.
My plan being I'm going to extinguish them so they can just walk into the spotlight.
Okay.
That's the transition they're in. Far to the west is where our tale begins. Villainous miracles and heroic sins. A love untethered by law or strife. Unbound by death, preceded in life. A pact is made, no price too great, for beckoning souls in unfettered fate. Beauty is fleeting, all poets imply. Does anything matter if all things must die? Hear then of this wizard who found love in his youth, with a beautiful noblewoman, a hidden secret, forsooth. And then, or just extinguish.
And it is here we will see the lowly wizard Eric meeting in secret with his love, Evelyn.
As Violet steps out onto the stage, it's here that you see her for the first time. Her platinum hair is done up and drops in a mane around her shoulders, and she is wearing a beautiful white dress. Her charisma was already pretty staggering, but seeing her like this is almost jaw-dropping as she steps out onto the stage opposite you.
Sun appearing in the spotlight. Evelyn, once more, I hate that we meet in secret like this. What's stopping us from achieving our goals?
She looks very distraught as you suggest this, and she says, Eric, there's something I have to tell you.
We'll be swift with it.
She says, my father has betrothed me to another man.
No! Say it's not so!
Roll me either a performance or just a straight D20 with your charisma modifier.
You want any better? So it only makes it better if you don't.
17.
17. So as Harry steps out onto the scene, he's surprisingly good. Like, it's clear he's just a young man doing his best in his first performance. But yeah, even hamming it up like he is kind of working for him.
She says, his name is Kalaman, a nobleman from Alamir. I've only met him in passing before, and I didn't know.
It's Calaman from Alamir.
Sure.
But why? Does your father lust for land?
He says, unfortunately it is so. My father's greed for expanding his property and his lands far outweighs my own love for you.
And nothing can outweigh our love.
She says, but what are we to do?
Tomorrow we meet here again. We shall run away.
She turns around with a very, kind of like, and it's now her that's hamming up the scene.
And she says, but if my father is to hear, she says, if Kalaman is to know, it could start conflict between the two noble families.
But is that worth more than our love?
Of course not.
Just tomorrow we shall meet.
Says, yes, very well.
She says, let's do it, she says in like this beaming glow, right? As she turns and embraces you in a very like theatrical and poetic way. She turns with you and everybody kind of, She says,
now go. She says, we will meet here tomorrow.
Yes, under the full moon's light, at the same very time.
As you step off stage, right? She turns to the audience and she begins to give a musical performance, singing about her love for Eric and what she is about to do, how this decision came almost effortless to her. As she sings to the audience, they all kind of swoon over it. And just to kind of put it into perspective, if she was to take a 10 on her performance, it would be in the high 20s. On performance sing and performance theatrics.
Boris was about that way.
Yeah. So in that moment, as she begins to sing, you're off stage and you're like, and you start to have like that puppy love crush for the first time in your life, as you're like, oh no.
Start thinking ways. Wait, if I do this just right.
That like unreasonable thought. Yes. As she steps off stage. You good, my guy?
You're a little bit. But yes, I'm golden.
As she steps off stage, Melchior once again chimes in after the musical moment, right? He says, the next day, under the full moon's light, Eric steps out to meet his love, but instead is greeted by his best friend, Vorum, who has tragic news for our hero.
Come jogging in.
Where is she?
Eric.
Borum.
Your best man.
You're my best friend, yes.
Friend.
And the captain of the guard.
Yes. I have some tragic news.
Real quick, roll me a performance check with a -2.
6.
It is as good as you are portraying it to be.
That was kind of the intent.
You hear people in the audience start to like chuckle.
She's dead.
She who?
The one you were to run away with.
Evelyn.
Yes.
No, it cannot be.
No. He forgot.
It's not true, Vorum. And I like go up to you and I start shaking. Tell me it's not true.
Roll me that performance, my guy.
Please roll me a strength check too to see if you actually moved me.
15? Not bad. Like, the thing that's drawing it is his acting. Drawing away from it is his acting, but you're doing well.
Do me a strength check. See if you actually shake me or not.
If you walk up to him and you're like...
11.
Yeah, you actually shake me, so I'm like...
You look to the audience, you're like...
Like, I wasn't ready for you to, like, shake me.
What do you mean she's dead? What happened?
We got a call to come check out the scene. And there I saw her lying on the floor. Murdered.
Melchior.
3 rats come running out.
Why does that keep happening?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No! And I use Mage Hand to like shake the lights above, like.
Melchior.
Oh no.
Melchior looks to you.
I trot off stage.
What? What? You walk over to where he is? What? Get off the stage.
I trot off stage.
Back to the other.
No, the other.
I have watched kindergarten productions with
He's
more
He's never done
personality.
this, so this is new to him.
I love
so
it.
it's
I
funny.
love
He
it.
drops a
Great.
squat in between the velvet chairs.
Just jumps off the stage. How you doing, Otto? You reach over and bug popcorn.
It's a good show, man.
Oh god.
I know, I guess, best friend.
I hear that Ragnar is great. So, as you shake the light, you begin to lament.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. This is true.
Melchior turns to you.
So, in very much the same way, but at this point I'm in that full devil costume, and this might scare you. I don't know how Perry would react, but I'm really hamming up the devil aspect of it. So you've never seen me act fully devilish. Yeah. So sitting there crying in a torch in front of you, you'd hear the hello, little one. And I'm doing the 45 degree to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised.
Yes, why? Who are you?
Oh, and sort of clinking my fingernails that I put sort of nails so that you hear it. You hear an audible. No one of consequence, just someone who has an offering for you.
Offering? What could you offer this my time of mourning?
Life, rebirth, rejuvenation, even of sorts.
Roll me that performance check.
Why do you love me?
this
Without any bonus, I rolled a 19 on the dice.
Cool. Equal. Any bonuses with charisma?
So it's a 20 from me personally, without any bonuses from the theater itself.
So everybody so far is like, Evelyn is our favorite part, but this devil guy though.
Sympathy for the Devil starts playing in the background.
What kind of rebirth do you talk about?
Oh, you don't know all the channels that magic can flow through. You only know of probably the holy light, and I use the light cantrip to sort of make a tin ball in my hand glow, as if to make it like a shiny beacon, right? So, you only know of light magic, but I know something far more sinister. I drop it, and I hold out this I would have gotten a black glass, but make it this opal can grant you powers that you would never conceive of. With those powers, you too can bring her back to life. But I warn you, it starts to float in my hand. Yeah, I'm not acting on anything there, bud.
Between Shane's coughing and Mrs.
Sorry.
That side of the table.
Excuse me.
So with that open, I can bring Evelyn back?
It will cost you, but I'm sure love, true love, has no cost that you
Oh,
would
there is
pay.
no price I would not pay.
It is a deal then.
Of
And you see
course.
my hand almost starts to glow red.
I can't do
Bit glowing red.
well, I didn't prepare that, just kidding. Yes.
And you can see my eyes do something that you haven't probably seen. They almost start to flash that greenish magic that I use whenever I detect life.
Well, if you haven't mechanically prepared it.
I've got it. I thought I did, but I got something else.
Okay.
Is it a handshake?
I have my hand out.
And with combination of ghost sound and maybe haunted fae aspect, created this illusionary transition.
Melchior chants and tones as this cloud surrounds you, and then dancing lights begin to swirl around you in the big transformation scene. Violet runs out with your new costume as you duck into with all of this going on, and she helps you into your new costume. What does it look like?
Oh, it is a sorcerer's robe. Dark. It starts kind of gray and gets darker and almost into a burnt green at the edge. I have shoes that make me taller.
Nice.
And the hair gets all spiked up.
Alright.
There's kind
And
of
the
that
entire-
illusion.
Roll me that disguised person.
The entire time I'm laughing maniacally to sort of help hide the sounds of costume changing.
Mine would be a 13 if you have a plus 2.
We'll say with a +2, the assistance from Violet and Melchior. So with a 15, solid costume. Not great. You two.
That's been my performance so far.
You shut up. But solid.
So after the performance, I was like, it is a deal then. Take hold and take heed of this. Your phylactery now. and douse the torch, and I would just fade into darkness.
Melchior begins to play a haunting tune on his flute as Violet in the background begins to give this vocal accompaniment to it and this big, like, middle stage scene you have.
And I would almost in a loud, sort of distant voice echo, "It comes with a price."
Comes with a price. Comes. Boom. So,
Yes.
and the curtain closes. Everyone begins to applaud as you wrap up the first act of the play.
You hear a horrible high five.
Oh yeah, I need to go back.
Sorry, guys.
Cool, right? Cool.
Very nice, very nice. Well done, well done.
So, I'm glad I have a whole scene to get changed, because going from like that to immediately Neville would be hard.
So as the scenery begins to be rearranged from this, like, kind of drab background of just, you know, mundane objects into something that is supposed to be like a fancy backdrop, like you're supposed to be in like a fancy palace kind of thing. Melchior begins to narrate, and he says, "Now, Calaman stands distraught over his betrothed's death." And he says, "But enters Borum and Neville, who brings news of Neville's sister's assassin." The curtain rises as you step out. There's more lights than pouring onto you than the audience, so you're not really able to see them, but you can feel them as you step center stage, and like the curtain opens up, and I imagine you have a moment of
Yeah. And then I strike the pose that to represent extreme grief.
I come in with Neville, and I go, "Lord, I have brought in the one who killed your wife."
What?
Yeah.
the play must go on.
Or so I'm sure they claim.
Oh,
I didn't realize it
Oh,
was
hold
the
on.
same one. Wait.
wait.
What do you mean you have brought the one who have killed my wife?
He is found. He knows of the one that killed your wife.
What I meant to say.
Then bring him in.
All right,
He's right here.
so I want you to roll me a performance check.
That's a 7.
7?
Yeah.
That's the DC you need to beat to salvage that line.
Okay. What,
Me and Melchior are
bonuses
reading over
from
the script.
I also
Charisma,
misread that, so that was.
But no bonuses because you're on your own.
I didn't beat it! I rolled a 2!
So in that moment where you go,
7 then?
what? That really happened. And people begin to kind of like murmur, and I imagine you're standing there like watching these two, and you're like, oh. Because so far you've been like one of the powerhouses of the performance.
Me
and
and
you're
Melchior are reading over the script, just like,
Melchior is like,
you can pay them.
And pray tell, who is this who you claim is the one to have slaughtered my love?
Tell him. Push you forward.
Back up
You
a
are
couple
right.
steps.
he pulls you into scene.
My lord, I am here to inform you. I saw someone, a cloaked figure, run out of the castle the night of the murder. I am afraid that is all I can tell you, other than it had to have been someone who knew the castle well, because they were using entrances and exits that only guards and trusted member of the castle would know.
Yes. Yes, it must have been someone who knew the place. Was there no other way identifying marks that you could give of him?
They wore a. See that now, thank you. This is part of not realizing that Neville was in scene 1, so he didn't read anything about scene 1.
It was part Of the neighboring kingdom, he said.
Yes.
I imagine you're just looking out at the audience.
Yes, that's his whole thing.
And we're kind of catching each other, and I go,
Yes, now that you mention it, yes, I did see a sigil of the neighboring kingdom.
what?
Clearly, this was an assassination attempt to start a war.
That is monstrous. Monstrous. It cannot be permitted to go unanswered.
You must quickly go and alert the war council. This is means of war.
Yes. Yes, does mean war.
Damon, roll me into the performance check.
Any bonuses?
Nope.
Okay.
And you'll just hear.
That one.
Oh,
You're gonna.
no.
I'm gonna make it better. I'm gonna make it better. Out of nowhere, you just hear.
Really?
Was that your demon command?
Yes. No. Yes.
You see him tense up so hard, like he's trying to prevent something. Like,
Yes. Let's go discuss this.
Leaving
You
Neville.
alone.
Act 2, Scene 2.
Yes. The lighting changes.
So letting the lighting change, and I give it that like theatric pause as I wait for them. The bloody fool he is. Not realizing that with the murder of my unfortunate sister, I turn to the crowd and you let that like sit there.
rats.
That now with this new war, I will have nothing but land to gain, power to steal, and forces to consolidate under my rule and my control. This is the beginning of Neville's reign. My time to shine. Let's go. 3. Oh no! I see the 20. It's right there.
We were doing so good.
So,
Wow, this is going to go off cliff so hard.
so as you're trying to give this speech, right? You hear Damon and Ragnar with running off that nat 1. As you're like talking, they think like no one can hear them behind the curtain for some reason. Because they've just forgotten. And you hear Damon go, "Come with me," and Ragnar's like, "But my popcorn." No, you just, oh crap! And you hear somebody fall off the stairs, and you hear Ragnar go, and then Damon's like, "Shut up!" As they begin to bicker back and forth behind stage as you're trying to give your speech. He rolled it. It's y'all's fault.
So I must make
Melchior is
preparations.
contemplating suicide in the wings.
I love how you're playing this off as if you truly had 3 days to prepare for it.
Just letting that happen. I break character for a second. I must make preparations, and I go off stage.
The toes of your boots are doing this as you go.
I had it perfect, but in the costume change, I didn't have time to get it perfect again.
Flap, flap, flap.
So, as the light was on you and the rest of the scenery was in shadow, Melchior and Violet and Perry have shifted the scene around to recreate a tomb.
Yeah, we know.
So, laying on a sepulcher in the center of the room is Violet. She has her eyes closed and she's gripping a rose, looking just very poetic. And she has no makeup on to make her look undead or dead, with a light on her that makes her look like she's just in gentle repose, sleeping.
I would have given you the spell in Hall before this, so you could actually physically pick her up if needed.
I walk in and using some of my natural abilities, my robes and cape are flowing, even though I'm standing still. And being a little bit taller, I walk in. It's very slow.
Quick question before you enter into this. Where are your glasses?
So, as you all see him step into the room, you're not sure if this is costume, makeup, or some kind of spell effect. His eyes are piercingly blue. They almost glow in the lighting as he steps in.
Can I roll a knowledge on that?
You may. It'd be knowledge of the planes.
Continue.
Would he know?
with a knowledge of the planes check.
Would he know?
You?
Assuming.
28.
So, with a 28, looking out and seeing the robes move, you said nat 20?
Nat 20.
Okay. Looking at as the robes move, his hair moves, it all like normally would be like, oh wow, that's a really good effect. He's doing really well. When you see the eyes, it's in that moment that it all comes together and you realize he is a sylph. He is the mix between a mortal and a genie from the plane of air.
My sorcerer is a silver. So, yeah. I'm like, I would let Melchior know that right summons flutes. Reverse that, the flute summons rats, and the rat summons flutes.
Rat summons flutes.
I didn't even catch
Shake,
it.
shake, shake! Robbie reaches up and goes, I think you're doing a great job.
Have the black opal in hand just slowly approach the two. This is not right. Now. Kind of like really like sad. And I start using mage hand like quietly. Just like shake props, and even maybe shake some stools out in the audience. And just let it build.
Melchior casts dancing lights in that mist again, giving that same effect.
And then lift her up into the air.
Roll me a performance check, and with the combination of that, everyone else, and the effects, I will give you a plus
10?
5.
Oh god. Mediocrity.
Yeah, what'd you roll?
To be a 9 total.
yeah.
So,
23.
so
Right?
your delivery wasn't exactly what you'd like it to be. As you step out and you look down at her, your throat goes dry. As you just kind of like, I hit it. And you're like, because you're just kind of struck by her.
Yeah.
As she's laying there, she gives you one of these. And then like closes her eyes.
Rise, Evelyn.
She sits up as you effortlessly hold her, and she's like, wow. She kind of like looks out. She looks down at you and she says, Eric, what has happened to me?
I have watched our love stronger than me. I look around and start seeing some other stuff happening.
Melchior has moved up into the rafters. As he does so, he looks up as Adriel and Tamris are up there. He gets up there and he looks over at them. What's up, fam? He hands them like some of the marionette strings. He's like, make yourselves useful, darling. As they begin to pull and you see skeletons rise up from behind their like wooden cutouts of graves and begin to shake and move. She looks around as she turns to you and she says, witnesses for a wedding, as she takes your hand. Melchior begins to play a tune, a very like soothing and romantic tune with a haunting note to it.
And with this power, we can be together.
Looking into your eyes, she begins her next musical moment, right? You do have some accompaniment, but that accompaniment is only meant to echo what she's saying. She has memorized her singing lines already, but you are just to echo what she has to say. So I will need another performance check.
Make it better.
It's a 20 unnatural.
So with her, I'll give you the +2 with a 22. Only slightly less than what she is putting on. The rest of you, as you're backstage getting ready for your next performance, kind of have to stop. As you move the curtain and look out, as they look, and in that moment, you believe them. You're like, oh, that's nice. Perry's found love. As they begin to sing this haunting tune.
You just hear.
One of them turns her head, it's
I'm just like,
beautiful. Shut your face.
Burn begins to like accompany like the singing, you know? It's like,
But
and true love. It's like,
because we can have Melchior and record a line on the Java.
the whole being dead thing. Yeah. So
It's fun.
So as this plays out, the scene ends, the curtain closes, the audience stands up and applauds, and it is now intermission, and you are all able to get a drink, relax for just a few moments, and get dressed for your next scenes. So,
nice.
I tied my
job,
shoes a
Perry.
little bit more.
Very well done.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Unofficial.
Violet
Definitely.
hugs you so hard she lifts you off the ground. She sets you down. She says, none of this would be possible without you, without all of you. She says, thank you so much. She's like, I could be discovered. She says, we'll have to do this 3-4 nights a week, she says.
Yes.
I imagine Damon's like, what? What?
Sort of look at you.
Oh, right.
You might want to put the glasses back on.
Just part of the costume. Why do you betray me so?
Are you lying to me, son?
Probably.
I can't even tell at this point.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah,
I don't want to touch it.
it is a clear dice. There's something about it.
There's something about clear dye. I don't know what it is.
Fuck
Well,
this.
mine's cloudy at best.
I haven't rolled over 10!
Anyway.
So,
I use that brief moment. Let's focus on what matters.
we'll talk.
Ragnar,
Yeah.
what lines do you have coming up?
Let's see
If
here.
we recap what Act 3 should look like, hopefully give him an additional bonus.
This will be Vorum that reveals that the gem has been missing.
No, so I revealed the gem's missing.
Yeah, you revealed that the gem was missing.
The gem has been stolen,
And the undead have risen.
and there is undead that came back to life.
So me and Neville will be out there. We'll be prepping for war.
Was that right? Did I say it right?
He comes in.
Is this what I do? Okay.
So Act 3 starts, curtain rises, he and I are out.
So the curtain rises as Melchior sets the scene. He says, Neville and Vorum. No, I'm sorry, Calaman. Neville and Calaman prepare for war, getting ready to fight against the forces that have assassinated Calaman's love. But unfortunately, Vorum has unsettling news that will draw their attention.
Oh. I come out on stage. The gem is missing. And there's dead that have risen.
Yeah.
I'll roll that.
Oh, damn it. It's 14.
It's the best you've had all
I know!
I almost believed him.
I wanted to stay low because it would fit.
Gem? What's gem? Of what gem do you say speak?
Gold! Gold gem?
Gold is gold. Salvage it.
I'm
He
there.
never acted! He's
I'm
never
there,
acted.
right?
Yes.
You want from me?
Okay. The gem. Oh, you must speak of the royal gem. It is missing, you say?
Yeah, it's gold, ain't it?
And the undead, they have risen?
Yes.
Neville, we must gather our men, our forces, and turn from facing against this other country to put down this foul rebellion.
It's a good thing the force is already gathered.
Yes.
I grab my axe. My axe walks like, let's go.
That's the wrong one.
I put it
Melchior's like,
and I walk off stage.
I say that like in character. The wrong axe, my friend.
as you go to walk off stage, Melchior turns you around and pushes you back on the stage.
I walk to the other side.
He's in the scene.
Callus.
I block him before
I
he
have-
get off stage.
I'm trying to leave.
A source has told me that the black opal we used to keep. It's a spell component in necromancy.
Ah, I see. We must therefore go forth and retrieve this and put down the undead army.
I am unfortunately here to tell you that it's probably been used up. But yes, we should go fight this undead battle.
From off
And I
stage,
draw my wooden sword. Then let us go forth.
Off stage, I use ghost sounds to mimic calamity and clanging and like a undead army from a distance.
Melchior accompanies you with his ghost sound.
It sounds much louder.
My sound's louder. So, as you begin to prepare for battle, the curtain closes, the scenery begins to change, and I would like you to go ahead and place your figures on the stage.
Oh, where am
You are not there
I? Which side? Stage left?
Yes.
Behind?
Now you're flanking us.
Actually, it'd technically be more like
You guys are stage left.
Other side.
stage left. Okay,
We're stage right.
more like this, kind of staggered.
You literally said stage left for you.
Yeah. What's this?
Our friends.
Named everywhere.
What you say? So,
But I don't think anyone's looking to go.
Snap out of it.
go ahead and for that final scene, I would like all three of you to roll me a performance check.
Oh yeah, I got a 15.
Nice.
Do I get
I
any
swear,
bonuses?
I'm not trying. I'm picking it up and I am rolling it. Nat 20.
9. I don't know if I get any bonuses out at this point.
So his nat 20 carried you. So yeah. So as you like try to walk off stage, right? Dr. Isaac like grabs you and he's just like, "Yes, Vorum, we will go and do," as you try to walk off, right? He says, "Fight the undead army," and you're just like, what is happening? He's just like playing it up. And Damon, with your 15, right? You like, as Dr. Isaac like lets go of him, you catch him and you start to like narrate as well. It's almost like you just wandered onto stage, which is almost the truth.
He's never acted like it was one of those like.
Really?
Oh, wait till the battle scene.
I know somebody's gonna probably die.
So you, Violet,
Am I gonna fix
Adriel,
Find out.
and Tamris are all up in the rafters controlling the undead marionettes. As you step out, Burn on the neck of one of them looks out and says, "You will never get to the necromancer."
When it comes time. What's
I
my
saw the
performance?
20. It's a 2.
You will never. Uh-oh. you see Adriel like, "You will never get to the Adriel, sweetheart." He just come on. All right, let's do this. Let's fight. I'm over it. So, go ahead and roll initiative.
For our characters or our characters?
Yes.
For ourselves.
Okay, I need it to be known. I rolled below a 10. It does happen.
My head hurts.
That's what the problem with this dice is, man.
Fantastic.
It's either like the top 5 or the bottom 5.
Well,
It's very
closer to
rarely in
top
the
5
middle.
than I.
Been good. We've needed it.
I've needed it.
We've definitely needed it.
All right, Vorum.
21.
Ready
Going to
for
kill
battle now.
Calaman
25.
After he.
and Neville.
It's only an 8. I feel like it's more of Dr. Isaac is watching you burn, like fall to the ground.
So the way that this is going to work is whenever you attack one of the undead, rather than using your base attack bonus to add on to your strength bonus with a melee attack, you're going to use your charisma bonus.
Yay, it's a +1 now.
Unless you don't want to.
Non-lethal
I'm about to
damage.
wreck these props.
Feel like it's
Tempest gets pulled down to the stage as Ragnar just like cleaves one in half.
If I roll a 1, can I call that? I'll add some drama to this. Already fantastic.
They stole a
show.
girl too! Play into it, Tempest.
Play into it.
Your parents freaked the F out
Ah!
because not only have you shown up, your sister just fell from
From the lights.
You're really enjoying this. Huh?
This
you
is
disappeared.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Oh, I'm having a blast.
Yeah, this is great.
So,
Character within the character within the character within the character.
No, it's just a
All
one person. It's
these
himself.
squares make a circle. All these squares make a circle.
All these squares make a circle.
All these squares make a circle.
That has been proven to be able to be done on my
Shame.
and a video I watched.
Yeah, you can make a circle with an infinite number of points.
Yeah,
Which is just
then you can say go to the corner, and there's actually a corner.
So, first up on the initiative is Calaman.
Alright. I step forward and I get to there and I theatrically swing at the first skeleton
You may.
with a 6.
With a 6, you step up and you give it one of these. Ha!
That seems about right.
Oh god.
As like you swing but you don't hit the prop, and Melchior just kind of and lets go of it, and it falls to the ground.
Yeah!
Vorum, you're up.
Stomp, stomp.
I grab Berta and I completely smash the prop that's straight in front of me.
You grab your real axe.
Oh yeah.
That for
Oh, Bert. I was like, what do you mean?
11.
11.
To physically hit it, I don't think anybody's going to.
So you walk up, you're just kind of like, and you just like shatter it, and it just kind of across the stage.
And I look at, I'm like, oh.
As Adriel's just like,
I look at, not even Horn.
Yeah, no shit.
the marionettes begin to make their way forward with ghost sound, yes, signaling their approach.
Yeah, there you go.
And they are going to swing out.
That doesn't sound like drama.
A little bit.
The first one swings at Damon. As it does so, it just kind of like shifts and moves, and it's very easy to avoid theatrically. Go ahead,
go
try to
for
avoid theatrically.
Go for a parry.
Yes,
No.
What I,
go for parry.
what am I rolling for?
Give me two with a charisma check. Give me 2 charisma check rolls.
Okay, 19 and 17.
Nice. So even though your attack was meh, when it steps up and swings at you, it's suddenly like something clicks in your head, and your like training comes forward. As you knock one away, you step and hit the other one, and it kind of starts spinning in place before it stops and then spins back around, and you're like, yeah. You got 2 coming at you. I need a performance check for each.
I'm back in the practice field my first year.
So do I get any bonuses? That's my
No.
first one. Alright, so it's a 19 on the first one,
Okay.
10 on the second one.
Okay. So they swing at you. As you do so, you do like kind of the same thing he did. As it steps up, you're like, and you knock it away, and it swings out. The other one like moves towards you. You grab it, move it in the way, and they hit each other. You're like, yeah. The audience are like, yeah. Neville.
Is there any way we could rank them with like a fuse or something to make like a little sparkler
Of
effect?
course.
Okay, so I'm gonna use like really ham up a spell, like I'm casting Firebolt, and I'm gonna just like light one of the fuses with spark.
As you do so, I assume this guy.
Sure, yeah.
Stop.
19.
Nice.
And it explodes in a flash of glitter and flame as it washes over the audience, right? Everybody kind of, ooh, you know. Meryl like shakes her head as it washes over her, and you see Hawthorne go,
You got it.
That's the best compliment I'm gonna get from Hawthorne.
Calaman.
He's really.
No, in character. That's you.
Okay. I'll strike out at the one in front of me. 22.
Nice. Riding off of that kind of same defensive training that you had before, right? You knock its sword out of its hand, you cleave its head from its shoulders, and you sever its bones, sending it scattering to the floor. Melchior's like, oh, that was expensive to make, but he made it look good. It's just,
You're to say is like, oh, be gentle with it.
Well, I also figured, like, me being an alchemist, I would have been able to, like, say, hey, if we hit, like, design the joints so that they can pop out, we can just repop them back in.
absolutely. Up next, Vorum.
Kick it.
If you want a performance check, a charisma check on that, it's a
Nice. As you take your axe,
And it's still in my hands like, I don't want to use it because I was like, crap.
you're like, chop, chop. As you get kind of like a little running start, you use it as a vault, jumping up, spinning, and kicking the skeleton, sending it flying off stage in pieces. As everybody begins to kind of like applaud, Melchior's up in the rafters, like moving with the marionette, as he's just like doing some action music. As he's like puppeting these skeletons, you just knock them away.
As long as it's not yakking sax, we're good.
Well, there's one left. Calaman.
Yeah. Same trick. I'm gonna just sort of overhelm the cantrip spark and be like, Firebolt! That one?
Oh, boy.
You do so. You see the spark go off, right? And it goes. And then it falls to the ground.
And both of us kind of just turn and look at you.
Kind of trying to like play off. It was like, oh, they must be becoming resistant to my magics. Yes.
No, on stage, we're like, no, that was done.
So as it goes, Tamarisk goes, and just drops.
You see the handle.
The handle too.
Yes.
Only appropriate on the one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure he's keeping some sort of tally over there. How well we're doing. How well we're not doing.
So the battle has wrapped up. It is now time for you to enter into the tomb to fight your final foe, Eric.
Now, to face down the foul fiend who has brought forth this army to face us.
Can I pick up Burns' head?
Roll me a performance with a +2.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Can I pick up Burns' head?
Yes.
He's like, we will use its own weapons against him.
Go with it. Oh no, they're using its own weapons against him.
Yeah. 10.
Oh no! He just you rolled an 18.
Oh god. He did better than I
Belts it
did.
out.
I'm being out. I can't believe I'm being outacted by a skull.
So you start to play it up, right? And he's like, I will take you to the necromancer. I know where he is. That way.
When he says that, I go, you just hear, necromancer?
Shut up.
And then you see him just like grip his head and like pull back.
That's what y'all
Ignoring.
You march to that side of the stage. The curtain draws as you all have to get ready for this final scene. Setting up the theater. As you step out on stage once more prepared. The curtain opens. The scene set. Melchior has cast fog and a low, ominous mist covers the base of the stage. The lighting is dim with a necromantic blue glow as you stand out on stage and then enters.
Necromancer from above. Literally.
Melchior playing you in as you do so.
You fiend, surrender now, and we may give you a swift death.
I summon from above. Half.
But like both of you roll me a
What's a magnet?
As a 13.
19.
So that line delivery, right? You kind of are expecting everything that you just did to like really play it up. And as you come in, you nailed it. And then he delivers that line, right? And it booms out and he points at you and you're like,
I'm proud of him. Take a note. Take a note.
Drill it in, but I love the energy.
You may try, but you shall not defeat me. And I slam the staff down and urge you to the edge of this. Who am I actually fighting?
Me and you are both killed in this.
Yes. Okay. So I push you, whoever your character is,
Okay.
Calaman, because I hate you.
Right.
I hate you.
Yes, I'm
I use Mage Hand to force you. It's invisible Mage Hand. to
Oh,
force you
I
off.
definitely take the tumble. Athletics roll?
Acrobatics.
roll me an acrobatics.
To see how gracefully you
I'm
fall.
not wearing armor,
Yeah.
It's not nearly as bad.
so straight 0?
There you go.
Sure.
Okay.
That's what it is.
4.
Oh yeah.
So you, and he, poof, oh!
Which I've done before acting. It doesn't feel good. It takes you out of the moment, you know what I mean?
It's so like pointing burn at you. You monster! You brought the undead against us, and I just like lazily throw burn.
Roll it!
Oh
Charisma base, so 14 from me.
Okay. So you got a skull coming at you.
no. Dex.
You could do reflex.
Reflex. 18 plus a bunch.
Okay, so when he tosses that skull to you, I'm gonna say like this is all kind of ad-libbed, to play it up. You can do whatever you want as it's coming at you.
And you know burn doesn't take fall damage, so
Yeah,
you could just
that's
throw him or whatever.
No. Even better.
Oh yeah.
I use my Mage Hand to catch him before it reaches me. And turn him.
Oh you. And I go to charge at you.
Bring it on. I said burn out.
As you all rush,
He's like, thank you.
Eric, for the final conflict, I will need everyone to roll me a perception check.
I like this.
Oh.
Because in the back of my head, I'm like, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. It's Eli, this isn't going to go well. 28, by the way.
Okay.
What's 18?
Okay.
20.
So as you all rush at each other, you all kind of like stop. You look up, you see this shadow coming down as something from the sky begins to descend straight down at all of you. I will give you all a +2 to your AC for having had seen it before it showed up.
I like this.
Not wearing armor.
That's not a good number to look on your face.
I'm not wearing armor anyways.
Oh, I would.
Normally, I forget about that.
Oh yeah, I'm not that kind of character.
So 26.
Oh yeah, no, it hits me.
Cool. As this creature descends from the sky, slamming down into the middle of the stage and forcing you all back, it hits the creature that has slammed down into this middle of the stage has this sickening green skin about it. It's almost like a mixture of blue with these dark green streaks in it. These 10 tentacles stretch out from its bulbous octopus-like head. But instead of the eyes like a typical octopus, it has a fiendish face in the middle of the giant bulbous head. This fiendish face is twisted with an expression of hatred and ire. As it slams down, it grins, showing its fangs as it rises up into the sky 10 feet. You see an electric blue kobold jump from its back and land onto the edge of the stage. He turns to look at all of you with dagger in hand as he grins. He says, "Now it is an even playing field. Why are you all dressed like that?" He says his back to the audience.
I just point to the audience. Turn around if you like to live.
He turns around, looking at the audience. It's in this moment where you see the audience watching all of this, and they begin to ooh and ah at the special effects that have appeared on screen.
And I say to him, and sort of back into character, "No, I would surrender if I were you, because I will have no qualms in killing a friend of the necromancer."
Roll me a sense motive. Anyone that would like to.
24?
He got it.
You are
He
brave.
Gucci, yeah.
The DC's 10.
Oh yeah, 16.
I rolled a 17.
As Thrym turns to face the audience when you ask him to do so, you see his electric blue scales turn pale. You see his eyes widen. And it's in that moment that you all realize Thrym has stage fright. As he looks out at the audience, this creature levitating above him, ready for any command that Thrym is prepared to give him, as Thrym goes, "Nomenclature. N-O-R?" And it seems that he's reenacting a traumatizing event from his
A
past.
spelling bee.
So I sort of grab him by the back of the throat with intent, like to show I'm forcefully. That's what I'm trying to say. Say the words, "I surrender," where this becomes very bloody.
When you ask him to do so, you realize he is too paralyzed in fear, not from you, but the situation that he is in. This creature floating above all 5 of you looks down kind of confused, its eyes shifting back and forth, right? It sees you walk over and grab Thrym. When you do so, it seems to accept that as combat is starting. Its legs flare out, and I will need a initiative from the party.
Could I roll knowledge on that beforehand?
Yeah, sure. How you doing there, buddy?
I rolled a 4 and it popped out, and I rolled it again and it's a 1.
Oh no.
Your initiative roll is higher than mine.
It's a 9 total.
Yeah. You're gonna have to put that 0 on there, I promise.
Is this the second time?
I also have no earthly idea what this creature is.
It's about to be dead.
I hope so.
What's the knowledge roll?
'Cause you do have your
Arcana,
axe.
Planes, nature.
Harry.
And that wasn't
16.
intended at all. It was just because, like,
You can't get rid of it.
Well, yeah.
Damon.
12. It's him.
9. 0.
I'm gonna give you.
You know what? I'm gonna give you
Appreciate it, buddy.
Called it.
Who wanted to roll knowledge on what this creature?
Planes?
So that's you.
I did.
Did you?
But no, probably not.
What'd you roll?
12.
Neither of you know what that is.
And Harry?
I'm rolling for trains or automobiles.
Kara knows where it is.
But no planes.
It is knowledge of planes to know what this thing is.
Kara has no clue.
None of you know what
Knowledge-
this thing is?
I really
Knowledge
quickly
local.
train him.
Knowledge history, knowledge geography, he's got you.
Arcana? Engineering. Local. Nobility.
Nope.
I got you. Linguistics. I got you.
You have no idea
wait,
what
I
this
Let me add another language before it starts.
fiendish creature is.
Celestial.
Hey, Gripply.
This creature.
I almost picked Sylvan or Orin. I decided against it.
Did I give all of you the damage? I'm sorry.
Yes.
You did not.
So you all take 8 points worth of damage as this thing slams down into the stage and knocks you all back. With a flare of all 10 of its tentacles, it rises into the air. They begin to writhe and undulate beneath it. It shows its hideous mouth full of sharp teeth as its eyes gleam with a vicious ire, and it lurches out at all of you. It is going to attempt to attack at Ragnar first. Does a 23 hit you?
Yes, sir.
You take 6 points of damage as it reaches down and bites onto you with that mouthful of fangs. It sinks into your shoulder. You cry out in pain as blood begins to roll down, and you hear the audience ooh as it does so.
Yeah.
It is then 2 of the tentacles are longer than the others, and they have a hooked claw at the end of them, and it is going to lash out at Damon.
With both of them?
With both of them.
He gonna give you a hug.
Does a 17 hit
Yes.
What? Oh yeah, no armor. I was like, what?
Taking 3 points of damage. Does a 23 hit you?
Yeah.
Taking 3 points of damage. Then the tentacles lash out in attempt to wrap and attack Dr. Tone. Does an 18 hit you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
No.
Dealing 8 points of damage.
3 attacks?
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
3
Are
attacks.
you okay?
I've seen better days.
Oh. Would you like to attempt to do anything? As it tries to wrap you up, the tentacles writhing all around you, and it seems like it's kind of lost you in itself as you pop out of its grip. And you have an instant to react.
I will punch it because raisins.
Do you have an
I have martial training. Oh, don't. I don't. I do nothing.
Okay. As you pop out and slide on the ground. First up, Perry.
Harry. You might want to combine this with a performance? Or.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who's about to still make this like, yes, this is totally a part of the theater.
Oh, yeah,
Hell no, I am gonna clear
Yeah,
this
no.
room.
This side of the table is screwing y'all over.
So I'm gonna use Scorching Ray on this tentacle beast.
I will say, I must say, that whatever you do in combat, the more real it looks, the more they're gonna love it. Because you can tell the audience is eating up whatever's happening right
Oh
yeah. So I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray as a ranged touch attack at the beast,
now.
and with that I'm gonna flavor it. Let this power you and do my bidding.
Is he going to kill it?
Ranged touch. 24.
will strike its touch AC.
Nice,
Supposed to
nice.
go down?
Oh man.
And it deals 13 points of damage.
Is
Nice.
it scorching grade? Does
What kind of damage is
Not
that?
at my level.
Fire.
And it was 2 rays? Just 1 ray? And you said it was how much?
13.
Okay.
So
In the other edition of this tabletop role-playing game, it automatically does 3. And it does an additional 1 for every level.
Not
that's because that one.
Roll me for spell resistance.
Possession. 16
Caster
You're good.
level,
cast.
You're good.
which for you is different.
So, revealing the wand, it is wand, right? Oh, you just cast it? Nice! You chant and
I was trying to
tone.
use it as like the staff.
Uh-huh. You point, a flare of light hits this thing. The audience oohs and ahs as it hits, washing over it.
Was it green?
There's the scenery on fire.
It turns and it looks at you. It begins to laugh. It begins to speak in abyssal.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
As you realize you've done damage, very little. As it looks at you and says, "Oh, your magics are as weak as your frame."
No fire. I say an abyssal.
Damon! Oh, do you take any action?
I don't say that in abyssal so much.
I look up into the. I look up.
Abyssal, I would say, just try to go with the performance.
Okay.
I don't think this octopus demon necessarily cares.
but yeah, no.
I look up and immediately I look up into the rafters. Melchior, get them out of there! And I jump off the stage. Get out of here! This is not. This is real.
You will provoke an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Okay.
Why?
No, because it's a full disengage.
Or
You did-
Yeah, it's full on disengage. I am not fighting this thing. Oh my god. It's like, get out of here! And I need to go for diplomacy, I think, to try and convince them.
Sure.
Oh, why?
12.
He's a paladin.
So with a 12, and you say that right, as you do so, you see Zal stand up. She reaches over and gently touches you. I assure you, it's fine. As she sits back down.
I hate that more.
Who?
The snake wizard.
She knows what it is, and she is not afraid of it.
Okay.
And you're
She
off the
says,
stage.
"You have a performance to continue."
Sense motive?
You may. Ragnar, you are the next player.
I feel like this is how we do
23?
pirates.
Yeah.
You feel like she knows what it is, and she is not afraid of it.
Yes.
So even though, like, it seems like she knows that this is not part of the show, and she's just like,
It's not working.
She's not afraid of us being able to.
yeah, like if it kills y'all, she's fine with that.
Yeah, that sounds like.
You taking other actions?
I can't use up all my movement.
Ragnar.
Put Cynthia in the air.
Yes.
Is
Oh, no, it is not 10 feet in there. It lowered down to 5 to attack you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
Things were about to get real scary.
It's still kind of honor.
I mean, you would attack. Of course. I know what I want you to not do. But I feel
That's
like
the
that,
part I'm debating on. Would he do that?
that makes me feel like you would only do it more.
I'm gonna say he rages because it's been building. Yeah, I know, and it's not. It's one of these moments.
Good.
It's a great story. He rages and proceeds to power.
You may. Your joints distend, that ichor flows from your face.
No.
Wagner Hoffman just
Noted.
I will not be meeting that guy.
Oh, wonderful. I see the 20. It's a 12.
12 will not strike your opponent.
Yeah, I know.
As your joints distend, you grab the axe. You give that maniacal laugh. You swing at it, and it kind of pulls its tentacles up, and you miss.
I look and I'm just like, too excited, I guess.
How'd you wit?
Oh, yeah.
I can't understand you. You taking an action.
Talking to myself, damn it. No.
I still can't understand.
You see Violet, her expression changes as she reaches over to a bag that she had sitting off to the side. She begins to rummage through it, throwing out props and costume pieces and things like that. They rain down on the stage. As she starts to pull your equipment out, she will take your chain whip, drop it down to you. I need a reflex save. The DC is 10. Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Go on.
Wow.
You
That's
take
lost.
3 points of damage as your chain whip just hits you straight in the dome.
Ooh.
And Damon, I will need a reflex from you. The DC is 10.
This is how you get shamed.
I thought it was very funny.
Oh, jeez.
Just read the material components of this most suggestion.
23.
You catch it as she throws you your shield and sword.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have any like scrolls or wands or anything? Okay. Okay. She throws you your dagger. It goes back to her.
Oh, I catch it.
That would be funny as crap.
It's a next. Sorry.
It's reflex.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. As she drops your dagger to you and you catch it. Dr. Tone.
With my shame.
Looking at Melchior, I go, the spirits of the night, aid us in this battle! Trying to get him to bardically perform or do something to help us out.
Oh, good thinking. As you do that, Melchior looks down at you like, oh.
Help us!
Whoa. Oh no! His initiative is so high. Hang on.
I like the way this is going.
I'm glad I made a character sheet for Melchior, where is your character sheet? There it is.
Whereas I love the fact...
The fact that you have to be like, oh, where's it at? And I say you scroll through. Okay.
that she threw my chain whip at me, I'm not going to use it. I am more useful without the chain whip than with the chain whip.
Oh, Melchior, sweetheart. So, he is now top of the initiative. Ruby.
Oh lord.
You do anything?
Yes. So, free action, call out. I take a 5-foot step. I guess I would let go from. And point to the beast. I suggest you prostrate yourself before the mighty ones. You would need to make a will save. And I say that in Abyssal, because I know he speaks Abyssal.
26.
It is spell resistant.
Is it a... You pass the spell resistance?
Only
13? No. So, what were you trying to do to him?
I cast a spell suggestion.
Suggestion? As you do so, it kind of just fizzles out as it...
My DC is higher because he is a demonic outsider. It's the 26 is nowhere
Yeah,
close.
I figured.
But that is okay. What am I doing?
It looks down at you, right? It laughs. It says, I have eaten creatures more powerful than you.
I somehow doubt that. Can you move me 5 feet this way?
You go, out. You taking other actions?
Actually, no, that's fine. Does it have reach?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not big enough to have reach.
That's something.
Yeah, I would have.
Wait, reach over and cleave it in twain.
No.
Kind of.
Maybe. Yes. As long as it's Mark.
Also seeing that it had fire resistance.
Mark
A lot of my
20.
spells are my offensive damage.
Spring.
Brim's
No,
turn.
it's really not.
The thermometer. T
H.
H
Hey.
M Z A. Everybody begins to laugh. You see him. Oh.
I should have suggested around. I'm a dummy dum.
Well, now we live and we learn that the only way to survive this is to kill the thing.
Oh, that's
You started this, by the way.
Hang on.
How?
Hang on. Hang on.
Touched it.
Hang on.
Yeah, I don't like throwing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you started it. Like, I'm fine with it, but I'm just getting back.
So, Melchior, you see him when you gesture to Melchior to do something. Who did that? When you gesture to Melchior to do something, he goes, oh yeah. You see him. He belts out this note, and he uses, for a swift action, Battle Cry, which gives all of you a +1 to your attack and a +4 to any saving throws.
Ooh, nice.
This lasts for 1 minute, as he just, and just, everybody in the audience is like, we feel like we can fight this thing now. Which is cool. It's going to take a free 5-foot float. Going to attack you.
Oh.
This is a 16 hit. Ooh, it doesn't like that it missed, so it's going to try to hit you again. This is a 22 hit. Okay, good. I mean, oh. You take 7 points of damage. Is then going to swing at you again with its tentacles, 14. So it lurches at you as you begin to deftly maneuver, jumping back, sliding under it. It does catch you with the claw, but it tries to wrap you up, and you just zig and zag out from underneath it. As it looks under you with frustration, the crowd begins to applaud. With no explanation on why he said this was your monster, but you're also fighting it. Now, my semi-loyal pet, Perry.
How dare you defy me?
There it is.
And I use Shocking Grass.
You're in base combat. Does that provoke? Yes, but if you're casting
You have to
spell,
cast it first, and then you go to
buddy.
So you're getting an attack of opportunity.
you'd have to roll in the
unless
You'd
you
have to cast
defense.
defensively.
Which is what he.
15 plus triple level spell.
Wow. It's not
Double?
I was thinking things like that. This one gets levels.
15 plus double the level of spell.
I do it.
So 19.
Nice. All right. You said shocking grasp?
Shocking Grass.
Your hand pulses with electricity as it begins to arc between your fingers.
Do you want the good news now or like the bad news now?
Those are two totally different things.
Very.
I have shock resistance.
I'm not attacking you.
No.
No, I know what he's getting at.
Keep going.
You're fine.
Grab,
Roll that beautiful beam footage.
touch. Every time I kiss me, I swear.
21 to touch it.
21 will touch it.
And it deals
11 damage.
11 damage of
Hold it.
electricity.
You can praise me later.
You grip it by the tentacles. As the electricity flows through it, it looks at you and barely flinches. Is that supposed to hurt?
I have half demon. So if I have electricity resistance, it covers electricity.
Except that's not acting.
It is acting as more natural than any of you have been.
Hey, we have been nailing our parts. Thank you very much.
Sorry. Damon.
I climb, get back on the stage.
All
Let me
right,
make a
that's
climb
double
check.
movement to get on the stage.
With 10,
Okay.
15.
He's trying to spell.
I like how you're just dashing around Thrim, who's just.
Yeah, he's not been much of a thing, so I strike at this thing with my cold iron blade.
You may.
That made you.
16.
16 will not strike your opponent.
I rolled a 5.
I know, but
I don't know what was
maybe it's
surprising
surprising.
about it.
I don't know.
It's flanked. The hell.
18.
18
Mm-hmm.
will still not strike it.
No.
As you run
I
up
appreciate you.
and swing at this thing, it moves back. It starts to laugh maniacally,
You did a lot more.
thinking very much so that it has the upper hand.
It does not.
Ragnar.
Yeah. Whenever he says, "Was that supposed to hurt when he done that?" I go, "No, but this is." As I power attack
Did
him.
he
Speaking
spit the
of-
missile?
No, that's right.
he got the vibe.
I can understand.
I don't know what that means, but
Oh,
I hear
oh,
it.
wait,
I know
wait,
a
wait,
diss
wait.
when I hear one.
+1 battle cry.
19.
19 will strike your opponent.
Thank
Oh.
you.
Mine's gonna hit it then.
Oh
That's 21.
Thanks, listener.
Did somebody? Oh, nice. Who pointed it out?
Is it Tartarus?
Towers.
Towers?
Towers. Probably
Tar-
utilizing it.
Tartarus. That's what you're
Appreciate
going at.
Appreciate it.
9 points of damage.
Nice.
Cold iron, if it matters.
9?
Probably not.
You want to pick? I'll think. +4 to AC.
You swing into this
Oh,
thing.
same, sure.
It sinks into its hide. As you draw your blade across, it cuts into it, but it's much more difficult than you were expecting.
Oh boy.
As you didn't do as much damage as you were hoping.
How much did you do?
9.
9.
Well, technically not. So 21 to hit.
That will strike your opponent.
Indubitably.
His 6 not that great. The 12 though.
27.
27 points of damage.
Piece.
Nice.
One of that is necrotic, if that matters at all.
Good. And
But just throw it down.
Inquisitive stare.
You cut into it, it turns and kind of looks at you and says, wow, that kind of as you just sink your axe into it.
Sinks.
You pull it as it kind of rolls in the air, its tentacles flailing, as it looks at you with this look of shock and hatred.
So it looks at me.
Oh yeah.
Now that I have your attention.
You say that in common?
Oh yeah, I don't speak any other language.
No, he doesn't know what you're saying.
I don't care.
Oh,
He's looking at me.
roll performance.
Yeah, can I roll performance off of that?
Sure.
Sweet. That's a nod.
Just as well as you have been.
he's acting through actions, not words.
Yeah, so
If anything, I'm consistent.
And no one can take that away from me.
Dr. Isaac?
Neat. Looking at myself and some of my party members who have taken a couple hits, I'd just be like, by the holy light of Palor, and I just like stop because I forget that I don't know what gods exist. Palor is not God in this universe.
By the holy gift of my tailor.
Eli.
I do channel like
suits you.
channel positive energy, healing everyone for
Cool. 3?
a 2 and a 1 on 2
I was
d6.
just making sure.
I thought you said 30 for a second. I was like, what?
I appreciate that.
I do too.
Do you take an action?
I'm back up to half.
Those are words.
Can I move back up to Threm?
I
you
would
may.
say you would absolutely never go, hey, buddy.
Tell him to surrender.
Uh,
I have Draconic.
He looks at you. He looks at the audience. Surrender. S U N D R. Yeah.
I love it. This is messed up.
It's probably the best part so far.
How did you become the master of the men who I hate?
You don't know that.
No, we didn't.
Well, you might know
we
it,
did.
but your character doesn't.
Oh, we don't know you. We don't know the actual hierarchy.
thought Thrym commanded him in the ritual room.
I'm sorry, what?
In the ritual room where the guy stood into those worm dogs.
Yeah.
I thought Thrym was pointed out to be in command of Evil Joe.
No, Thrym asked what happened.
Okay.
He was terrified of
Never
what was
mind.
going on, yeah.
I'm trying.
Oh, you're good. Trust me, I'm the last person to throw shade at you.
Oh, I won't be.
Especially when he doesn't do it 6
I don't know how to get shade
Yeah,
and
right.
physically throw it.
You see that door?
Block the sun. It's about to have a window.
Oh boy. Oh, Billy boy.
Is this bad?
So, yeah, unfortunately, Melchior is just going to continue war crying.
Unfortunately.
He doesn't have lingering performance.
He does, but he's not going to spend any other spells.
That's
Yeah. I hate this. It's going to fly over to you, and it's going to straight up try to eat you. 22.
To combat maneuver?
No. Theatrically.
Oh,
Mechanically smack.
he
Because
hits me.
we're on stage.
Yeah.
So he's
I knew that.
listening.
Taking 10 points of damage.
What's his performance?
Does a 16 hit you? Dealing 6 points of damage. Does 15 hit you? Dealing 8 points of damage.
Oh, hurt.
Ugh, I'm bleeding. I'm not.
And it is going to attempt to grab you with a 15.
No.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, if anything, that ain't gonna happen.
Wait.
There's
No.
more.
19.
No.
Okay.
You went into the 20s, so I was fine.
As it latches onto you, biting into you and clawing across you, you just kind of stand there and give out that hideous laugh as that black ichor starts to flow from your wounds. It tries to wrap you up as you just kind of give the audience one of these flexes and just push it away. It flies back, kind of regaining itself.
And in doing so, because it states the only way to do that is I will take it, wipe my hand, and then wipe it on the
Parry.
Take a 5-foot step. Do we get the flank upon the creature?
He's with the stand.
And slide a hand in perform. Be like to hide the dagger in a. Yes, get him.
Sure.
I also feel like you wouldn't be out of
The DC is going to be the attack roll.
Attack roll is. Ooh.
That sounds bad.
It misses. It's a 15
Plus the flank.
plus the flank. So
Plus
still
the plus
misses.
1.
18.
It's not.
I like how you let him up to being one shot.
Is that not double flanked?
No.
But I need to be.
No, it's an
Right,
X
large.
shape.
Somebody would have to be here for it to be double flank.
No.
So the creature is here, Perry is here, Ragnar is here, Damon is here, Thrym is here, and Dr. Tom. So, do you take any actions?
I just perform.
You may.
6.
I imagine you walk over to it, you give that performance, and you're just kind of like, ha! And you get kind of like confused, like, stick, dagger, stick.
Sticky
Oh,
daggers.
wait.
You throw the knife in frustration and pops back to your hand.
Yes, I meant to do it.
Damon.
So because it has attacked my compadres, vindictive smite.
Oh my
I
gosh.
hate you.
Oh my! I also love this. Or
Here's an extra.
is correct. Or
5.
6.
4 rounds, you guys get half of the bonus from my
Which
so,
is?
+7 attack.
Good lord.
That's half?
Hold on. Okay, so the attack will be
Plus
my.
3.
I can't remember.
What's the bonus to this one?
It's your charisma
Yeah,
bonus.
It's charisma and level. One of the two is my level. I think it's my AC.
Your charisma is added to your damage. Your attacking damage, I believe. You want us to come back to you, sweetheart?
Stand by.
You can let Ragnar go first while you do that.
Charisma, fire.
Oh, if it's gonna be more damage, no, I want to wait.
Paladin level 2 damage rolls, so it's a plus 5 or 6? Plus 5.
It's a
to
plus
damage rolls.
3 regardless.
So you guys get a plus 3 damage,
Well, if
Plus-
it's a plus 6.
plus 2 attack, and plus 2 to AC.
Nice. What's Thram get?
So, plus 3 damage.
Is he compadre? Is he in my companionship? Have I spent more than 24 hours with him?
I assume that's subjective.
Have I
Except for that
spent more
last
than
part.
24 hours with him?
Except for that last part.
19 on the die.
19 will strike your opponent.
Kill it.
18 points of damage.
You point at this thing as you feel that vindictive smite roll through you. The rest of you feel something similar to what Damon is going through right now, as you also really want this thing dead. He runs up to it, slicing into it. It roars out, retracting its tentacles, and the expression on its face begins to shift, as if it's not super chill with what's happening right now. Ragnar. Unless Damon makes any other actions.
He may be more useful after all. Power attack going to 23.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Yeah. 32.
Jesus.
32, cause fuck you.
Stop cursing.
It has a rhyme and everything.
Went with it.
That's all Berta's job to edit that out.
Just
It's
an air horn.
things because
With your extended arms, you swing up, slamming into this thing. It hits the ground, bouncing up as this green blood begins to roll off of its body and drip beneath it. It roars out a hideous noise. Dr. Isaac.
I move 5 feet towards the back of the theater. Is there? Looking at Ragnar, are your wounds healing?
Barely.
Okay.
I'm not really enough to know this.
Even though my health checks are at the wazoo.
I'd say yeah.
I don't need to cast this spell today. Oh, it's okay. 3 on the mass healing to everyone. That's 17 points of healing to you.
Oh,
As cure moderate.
To just Ragnar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You slide up beside Ragnar. You lay your hand between his shoulder blades. The gold chain glows as you're standing there. Look at this thing, and all of a sudden your wounds begin to close. Just feel better.
And I would once again trying to make this part of the rule forms. Hail or lights be with you.
The creature, not super into what's happening, levitates 20 feet into the air. Yes.
Passes through mine.
Yeah, mine too.
Oh, neat. Full round retreat. As he flies 20 feet into the air. Perry.
In the air. That's outside of your range, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
It's twice outside his range.
Are you sure?
Dagger, do it.
Do
It is your destiny.
Do it. It's twice the range increment, so you'd be taking a nat one. Or neg one. So.
No.
Nat one. Can I take a nat one? Yes.
I levitate 10 feet in the air.
Oh my.
You have failed me. Come back.
Magic necro dagger. Cool.
Oh.
That's
Like throwing a
thing.
wooden spoon at a beach ball is the sound it makes.
Do you take any more ineffective actions? Diamond.
I'm ready to attack and I watch it.
Okay. Ragnar.
Is it a bonus action to drink a potion? That's on your person?
It would be action, I believe.
It's only
What's this thing?
Still be outside of it.
If you enlarge,
If you
have to-
doubled, yeah, your 10-foot reach would be it.
I would just cast this spell at that point.
Up to you, my guy.
No, I'm saying I would.
You do whatever you want.
I cast it.
Dope.
Is that ascended or? Well, that's
It's not because of you, I promise.
As you grow in size, everyone around you begins to awe. As you stand there, doubled in size and octupled in weight, your arms freakishly larger than before, and the axe massive for everyone to see, as everybody starts to applaud you as you stand up. You taking any actions?
No.
Okay.
I just read it.
Dr. Tone. Whatever.
This comment.
GM cast vicious mockery on their own player despite it being a different system.
I
I love this guy. This person.
am going to cast Summon Monster 1 and summon an eagle to fly in. Eagle, I can choose to be a celestial. So it's gonna have these golden feathers. It would almost look like the Hawk of Aradia.
Huh?
Would kind of be the aspect I go for. It's my full round, however, it gets to immediately act. You would think I would have been more prepared for this.
Not to be pedantic, but it is a falcon, not a hawk.
I don't know religion.
It's okay.
Nor animals.
Actually, a flying llama.
It's got a hat on its head.
Is this a bird?
Is this a bird of prey?
Since Max isn't here, we had to get a raptor in here somehow.
Yep.
It does get to go. It's going
Get that out of my face!
to 2 talons and a bite attack coming right at you, bud.
Delicious.
That's an 18 plus 1 for Melchior.
Yes.
So that's a 19.
That will strike your opponent.
And we got D4s.
Here, my gird.
Has flirty nose.
Sure. That's 2 points of damage.
The eagle appears as it dive bombs at this creature, and it boom.
That's a miss. That's off the thing.
You're in the struggle bus.
That one on the bite.
It flies into its mouth.
Does a 24 hit your bird?
It's probably dead. So yeah.
Does a 10 kill it? So as the bird starts it looks like.
Oh no.
The foul beast has killed my mighty summon bird.
Yes, yes.
It's all according to plan. You take any other actions?
It's a full round action for me to summon the bird.
Fine. It's gonna try. Provoking attack of opportunity from Ragnar.
Oh no.
It is not flanked. You just still have the +1.
And power attack.
Oh, I know. I rolled an 18.
I get a plus 11.
Oh,
I rolled, just so you know, 11 damage
On the dice.
on the dice. I get 19.
that's more than the 5 health it had left.
Oh, my dagger could have killed it.
As you swing into this thing, you cut open that bulbous head. As blood begins to spew out, it gives this horrendous as it falls to the ground, writhing, its tentacles flailing around, blood spewing out under all of your feet. And then you are effectively out of combat. The audience sits in awe watching all of this happen, as for a moment you're able to act as they are stunned.
I rolled to act. I'm like, yes, no, how dare you?
To sort of play off of that, I also rolled a 6, so 7. Because
You're all just like,
how dare you summon this fiendish creature in this kobold, which should sit down right now.
Fiendish F.
I put my hand on my, physically push him to sit down on the edge of the stage.
He falls off.
You have failed me no longer. And I cast Ray of Enfeeblement at the
On the room?
room.
He doesn't resist.
Oh.
He's enfeebled.
He's enfeebled.
Oh,
And he is with 4 points lower on his.
Hang on, he has a character sheet.
Only for 4 rounds.
How much? 4? He is physically incapable of moving. As you do that to him, he just kind of, he starts to drool. One of his eyes can't stay focused.
Philosophy, F, L, Z.
Paralyzed. Anyway.
I would actually look over at Perry and be like, well done, small one. And he goes away.
But
He just walks off stage.
No. He goes away and it's just Ragnar enlarged.
But whoa! In the battle, Neville was mortally wounded.
Huzzah!
I'm waiting.
13.
I'm like,
I sort of stumble forward underneath the levitating.
oh no! His spell!
8?
No!
As I cast light on my chest. Oh no! Oh! Oh, 9. Oh no!
I rolled an 8.
Both of you are like, and you both fall to the ground. And I imagine Ragnar's like,
I
just throw.
In the middle of my death throes, I grab a scroll and just lay it out. I'm holding a scroll in my hand.
Okay. Do you want me to sense motive? Do you want me to grab it?
I would have told, this is my plans. Neville's plans.
Oh,
it's
okay.
the plot device.
So it's plans written in big letters.
Yeah. As you
Okay.
unroll it, it says plans right here.
I grab it and unroll it. Oh, okay. But why I can't grab it? Because technically there's something supposed to happen.
Evelyn runs out onto the scene. She you can see her kind of, as she gets to the edge of the stage and she walks out on stage, she steps over the tentacles of the creature. As she gets into center stage and she kneels down and grabs Perry, holding him in her arms.
But what foul sorcery is this?
She says, no sorcery. This is love. I was never meant to marry you. This was something that my father had set up for simple gain. You're no better than Neville, she says, as she begins to weep.
What hath Neville to do with this?
She
You
said,
are betrothed to me.
He murdered me. Eric brought me back.
Covered it like, nope.
She said, Eric gave his soul for power. For me, she says. He sacrificed everything.
She looks around at the fake props that are laying around and the very real monster that's on the stage.
This was a power he couldn't control. In his last moments, he summoned this creature. He wasn't himself, and he regained himself to fight back. He says, I've lost everything. She says, I'm sorry, I cannot marry you.
Damon Calaman hangs his head in shame, and he crosses over and kneels next to her. Before he says his line, he gets in close and says, "What's your plan, Cam? You're the stage. Get off the stage doors. Bells may come." I'm wrong. I should never have forced myself between you and the one you love. I will leave here, and I will take this foul villain who hath bereft you of your love, and we shall leave you in peace. Farewell, my always beloved, and always cherished. I run, I grab him
My dead body.
by the dead body, off the stage, and then I come marching back onto the stage, grab him, and pull him off the stage.
Go ahead and roll for that exit.
Oh,
7.
I'll help it.
It was pretty much delivered as you delivered it.
I'll help it with a 7.
Great. So as you do this, and you're like, oh, you need to get everybody off the stage. Oh, you know, it's, everybody's just like, what was that exchange? As you pull Dr. Tone off the stage, and he's like, are we done here? You drag him through a puddle of the blood as he's like, oh. And there's just like a slug trail off to the side. You walk back over, you grab Ragnar by the wrist, and you...
Let's go.
As you walk off stage, the curtain strikes you about here. And everybody can still see you as you just like... Holding Eric in her hands, she begins to give a last musical number. This one about love and loss, and how even death won't part her from her true love. The mist flows in, lights begin to dance. They flicker, and with ghost sound, you hear thunder as...
Like 10 feet in there.
She holds up the jewel, and closing her eyes, she closes, and then throwing into the air a plume of glitter dust as everyone begins to applaud as it washes over you and you levitate. She embraces you one last time, right? As she finishes the song, and she gives that very theatrical kiss, and the curtains close, and you are all met with roaring applause.
I was about to say, wasn't the epilogue?
Yes, and you're applauding too.
Yeah, I'm just back. I don't have the thing.
I'm like, I go up to Melchior. What was that? What was that?
I am in the campus.
What? What's a decantus?
It's different than a compass.
Decatus. Excuse me. It's a Decatus. It's a creature from the outside planes. He says this one actually had a fiendish heritage. It was the one at that. He says, why it was here? I don't know, but you did a fantastic job.
Everybody begins to applaud.
He says, quickly, quickly for your bow.
I do a quick channel positive energy because I'm still hurt.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
7.
That worked. So with only a little bit of real blood on us. I go back out. I still have my shield and my sword in my hand. Try and
Back in character.
get back into character and take that bow.
He says, now, Thank you so much, Melchior addresses the audience, right? And he says, for our opening night of our opening act, he says, it was quite the pleasure to have you all out here tonight. He says, so I have prepared something special for you all. For my father for being here, his high council, and even some of the more prestigious members of Drimport. He steps off of stage with Violet. They walk over to the side and they wheel out a table, and the rest of you are kind of left on stage like, what is happening? As they wheel out a table with food prepared on it, you see a kind of a portly half-orc standing off to the side. He's wearing an apron and he smells very much of food. And it seems like this was just delivered recently to here, as if Melchior had prepared all of this beforehand. Once again, this looks expensive.
Yeah.
As they wheel the table out for everyone, you see Hawthorne kind of tilt his head and look at it, looking up at his son with a sense like of approval, like, you know, this went above and beyond for me.
I pull out a hat and start using the hat.
It's not big enough. As people begin to like give donations, he says, and now he says, to celebrate our first ever performance, a raging success, and he says, and an auspicious occasion to have everyone here. As they bring out goblets for everyone, and they begin to hand them out. They are mismatched. Some are wooden, some are metal, some are glass, you know, and it's just kind of like, oh, he collected these from questionable locations.
My stem is sticky.
As it, oh, good for you. As you all get a goblet, Violet comes out with several bottles of that squid brand wine that he's got, and she begins to pour for everyone in the audience. It does take a little time, and people begin to kind of mingle and conversate, right? As this is happening, High Lord Mayor Hawthorne walks over to you. He says, I was surprised, pleasantly so, to see you on stage in your performance. I actually had the intentions of speaking with you before the game. He says, but now we'll be able to talk soon after. And he says, maybe you and your friends would like to get cleaned up first. It seems he knows what just happened. And like, maybe all the council members do, or at the very least, some of them do know what just went on.
Yeah.
As he says that, he says, but first, as he takes his drink, Hawthorne gives each of you a goblet.
I will not drink. I take it, but I won't drink.
I'm also very I'm not focused on anything else except for the Thrim.
I will have tied Thrym.
I was choking him on the spit.
He says, question, what's gonna happen to me?
I get down in his face and I'm like,
You're so tall.
It depends on how well you're able to answer that question.
oh yeah, well,
For,
go back down small.
for now, stay quiet.
As the drinks are passed, Melchior stands up on stage. He says, this to success, friends, family, Drimport, and the theater. And last but certainly not least, the lovely leading lady, Violet. Everybody presents their goblets as he takes. Yeah, you take your first drink.
It's not my first drink.
You take a drink.
Yeah.
Nice.
What's
So,
wine?
yeah.
It's just wine.
I down it.
As you drink, it has it's overly sweet. Like, if you're a connoisseur of wine, you would taste it and you'd be like, that's a little much, right?
That's green juice.
Yeah, kind of, sort of, you know, and it seems like Melchior would be that kind of guy. But it's after you taste it that you realize, like, it's sweet, and then it like, oh, that's actually really heavy. As you sip from the very dark wine. Melchior stands up and he says, well, there are a few words that I have prepared for everybody. And he says something that I'd like to share with you all. He produces a scroll. He opens it up. He says, so something I look forward to is to see this city illuminated. You see black ichor begin to roll down from the corners of his eyes. He says, to see everything that I've ever wanted in my grasp. It begins to trickle down from his nose. And to see all of you. You hear somebody. The audience begins to shift and cough as they look down and you see that black ichor rolling from their hands. He says, under my power. You see rats begin to roll out from under the curtain and scurry out from under his feet, each one of them dripping that same ooze. As he says, and now everything is mine. He chants and tones, the scroll disappears as Dimension Door opens in front of him and he steps through, disappearing. The door closes as you see Zal kind of holding her face, that black ichor dripping down. All of you seem fine as you're watching all of this happen. Zal looks down. Oh yes, and one last thing. She says in Melchior's voice, I have a door to open. She teleports and disappears. The room begins to shake as the entire barge shifts. The only ones that don't seem affected besides you are Meryl, as she takes a step back looking at everybody. And I imagine in a moment of panic, you look up into the rafters. You see your sister and Adriel up there as they're looking down, not handed their own goblets. As they're looking down in horror and they look up at you, the group all turns in unison to you all as they begin to laugh. A sinister and maniacal laugh that Perry knows all too well. And we will pick it up there next time. Thank you very much for joining us, adventurers. Remember that this has been a good day. See you.